You haven't got the luxury of that user baseline when they come to your bank for the first time to open an account. They're an unknown entity. You haven't seen them before. You have no idea what to expect in terms of what their normal behaviors will look like.
We've been looking at mules as the primary challenge here, but new account fraud covers a lot more than that.
So I guess three things come to mind, Rich, with new account fraud. One is when we think about what does a good mule detection strategy look like, often starts at onboarding. Mules come in different shapes, different sizes, but many of them are what I'd call purpose-opened mule accounts. So the opportunity for banks to do better detection at the front door is ultimately going to reduce the mule burden that they have in their broader book. The second thing I think about is impersonation and first-party fraud risk as well. This is a huge problem for banks all over the world. How do they identify the right person? How do they make the right decision? And how is there then a connectedness between that onboarding decision and what subsequently happens on that account from a transactional spend perspective? And then I think the third thing is the compounding costs of onboarding. You look at an onboarding process at a tier one institution, you've probably got 5 to 10 different checks that you need to perform within that journey. You've got credit checks, you've got telco checks, you've got bot checks, you've got ID and V checks. There's a whole range of things that go on, and those things are costly. So I think introducing new data like device, like behavioral biometrics into that journey gives the bank the opportunity to detect both trust and risk earlier in the journey and perhaps remove some of those compounding costs. We've typically used that behavioral device location capability to recognize risk in a returning user journey. So login is a good example of that. That's a journey that customers go through regularly. What that means is you can build a baseline of how that user normally interacts, the time of day they normally log in, the device they normally use, the network and IP range that they usually come in from. And that usually takes somewhere between 5 and 8 sessions to establish an analytical level. And then when the user comes in subsequently, you can compare in real time what you see now to what you've seen in the past. And that's a really good indicator for uncovering things like ATO risk and account risk more broadly.